Welcome back to the Vintage Telephones channel. Today I am doing the final checkout video of this 1957 North Electric 541 telephone, and North Electric Company operated out of Galion, Ohio. So the 540 series I think were introduced sometime around 1955, 1956. So this is 1957. And not only were they made in black, but they were made in other colors as well. And of course, black being the most common of all the colors, obviously. This one was in rough shape. I'll tell you a little bit about what happened when I was working on this phone. And I did take some time on getting this one done. As you can probably tell, I got this video posted late through the year. And I got this phone probably sometime in, what was it? In May, it looks like. I actually have my channel pulled up. So I got this phone around May, and it took me about a whole month to get it finally done. It wasn't really difficult to do. I just had other projects I was working on and finally got back to finishing it. So I'll tell you a little bit about what happened. So, as you probably saw in the first video, there were stickers all over the phone, and it was full of mold on the dial. And I really just took the bezel and all the parts without the handset, of course, soaked them in the bleach for about a day, and it killed all the molds, so it shouldn't grow back. And then, of course, I polished everything. The handset cord, I tried reshaping it, but apparently it wasn't too hot outside, or wasn't hot enough to get this part fixed, but it's a little bit better than it was before, and I decided to keep the cord because there's nothing wrong with it, just a little funny looking. And going back to the dial here, so the spring was broken, so we finally solved that. I got it out of I got a replacement spring out of a spare GPO dial that I hadn't really been using for parts. I really had it taken apart and really needed to use it for anything else, so I used that. So the dial, I oiled it and gave it a whole overhaul. So it is 100% tip-top. And also, it's got an original dial card. As you can see, it has a phone number here. There's no exchange name, but just a phone number. So I was assuming this was on a private system because North Electric telephones were not used on the Bell system. So yeah, it's also got the alphanumeric dial bezel. And I don't think they ever made a numbers only one. I'd be surprised if they did, but as far as ones I've seen, they did not have that. Only the numbers and letters. So give you a little look. Cleaned everything with warm dishwater, let it soak. Of course, I did the bleach first, and then I polished it. So the handset is a little bit unique compared to a G-style handset. We also got in the inside the North Electric Manufacturing Company, Galion, Ohio, US of A. Got a little bit of deterioration, probably from ear oil, but that's okay. That's what happens with Bakelite. And this dial is unique because it is recessed. So if you look at the figure wheel, it's at the same level of the bezel. So that's really cool. Now I'll show you the lines here. Now there's a little bit of bumps and everything on here. I think it was from the cords touching because it's it was a bit sticky. So I think it was reacting with the thermoplastic, because this is thermoplastic and the handset is Bakelite. It's really cool. One other cool thing is that the cords don't come out of mouse holes on the housing, so they didn't make any cutouts. They actually come out of these little holes in the bottom of the plate, and they hook on the inside so they won't pull out. I thought that was pretty cool. So this telephone came after the H6 telephone, which was the 7H6, as people call the Galion So this is a more modernized telephone from the North Electric company. So also show you, I forgot to show you the back here. It's also got a carrying handle like most telephones do. And, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. I thought it was the wrong way. You have North Electric, Galion, Ohio, USA. Just like Western Electric would put on their 500s. One more shot at the dial before we flip the phone over. Now, some of these telephones would have a clear plastic finger wheel. Now, this one is a solid. It's a solid. I'm guessing it's thermoplastic as well. Maybe it's Bakelite, I'm not sure. There's absolutely no markings on the bottom, as you can see. Feet are in good shape with the exception of this one. It's a little bit squished. Did replace the line cord. I had this one. I know it's a cloth. But what's cool about it is that it's got... I got this as a set years ago, but I never really got around to using it. Pardon the fuzz there. It's stuck to the cord. Still there. Oops. Okay, take 3. There is the plug attached to it. Don't plan on using this telephone anytime soon. So it really isn't necessary, but I like to have something to know that it works. No markings on the bottom, as I said. Now, from the inside pictures and when I did a little tour of the inside of the telephone in the first video, thought maybe that the ringer was a frequency ringer, and of course it is. I tried testing it once I got it done, and apparently it had a dead, I don't know if I have it still, I think I might have thrown it away. It had a dead capacitor to it. I think I got rid of it already. But I had a spare ringer and I put it in. And what's funny is I didn't even need to loosen the bias spring to it. It's got a spring to it, so I don't know, maybe it is a straight line ringer, but it seemed really stiff. So I had originally loosened it, and it made it better when I tightened it back to its original position. So the phone actually rings, so it might be a frequency ringer that doesn't need any more ring to it. So all I did was adjust the bell position, so maybe it is frequency, because it doesn't have a adjuster to it. But it rings, the dial works, there's transmission, and there's also, you can hear the receiver as well when you get dial tone. So what I'll do next is I'll put out the machine and we will demonstrate. So we will be right back. So I'll pick up the handset and give you dial tone. You should hear it here or here. So check the transmitter. You can see the change in the intensity of the light. That means it is picking up on the machine. So if I were on the telephone with somebody, they will hear me. Also test the plunger here. There should be a 1 that'll come up on the machine. And we'll do 3 as well. Perfect. Hang up and I will dial a few numbers. I liked working on this dial because it really reminded me of an Ericsson dial. Very different in putting it back together though, but it reminded me a lot like one. All right, so now the best part, I'm gonna put this machine to the side a bit so you don't see it. Now I will demonstrate the ringer, the best part. I hope you enjoyed seeing this final checkout video of this North Electric telephone. I have more to come, and I hope you're having a great summer so far, and enjoy your vacations. Thanks and have a great day.